Hello out there, wherever you are. No, as for me, I'm in my basement. Halloween's next week, and then once Halloween hits, it's going to be Christmas time. And the thing I stumbled across, which I think is going to be one of the bigger Christmas things of the year, is Arcade One Up. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of Arcade One Up, but basically, it's a company that's releasing these 3/4 size arcade cabinets for homes. They're very small. They're I think priced $299, but they're built for home use, so they're pretty small. And I watched a lot of reviews, did a lot of research on it, and most of the reviews I read are from people who had a full-size arcade machine, and they're explaining the disadvantages to owning that full-size arcade machine, meaning that they paid $1,600 to $2,000, that they're huge, that they weigh a ton, and well, I agree with some of those things. My story's a little bit different. I too own an arcade cabinet that I'm going to introduce you to. I also pre-ordered an Arcade 1-Up cabinet, so when that comes in, I'm going to do a full review of that. But for now, let's check out my arcade cabinet, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Behold, check it out. Die Hard Arcade. I am a lover of all things Die Hard, and somebody found this on eBay 5 years ago. And they said, "You're Mr. Die Hard man, you must have it." So I found a way to acquire it. It was actually, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was in Columbus, Ohio. The price on this was a very reasonable $250. I was able to actually get them down to $200 and ended up driving 3 days before Christmas about 5 years back in my brother's Chevy S10 with 4 bald tires and acquiring this beast. And it is a beast. It is huge. It's gigantic. It's in incredibly good shape for something that is of legal age. It is 22 years old. I think they released this in 95 or 96. But yeah, this is, I actually bought this for, $200. I got this for. And for me, in terms of happiness and looking at it every day, it's worth every penny for me. Don't ask my wife that. She completely disagrees. But this thing it weighs about 400 pounds. I've never had to fix anything on it. It's been well maintained. It was actually at like a doctor's house or something. I don't know, it was like Millionaire's Row. Like, remember if you ever saw Christmas Vacation when Cousin Eddie went and stole Clark Griswold's boss from that row of houses? That's what it looked like where we picked this thing up. We played and tested out the machine in like their entryway, and yeah, everything works. The artwork still looks good. Something very strange on this. The plot, and there's not much of a plot to it, is that John McClane has to rescue the president's daughter from Nakatomi Plaza again, and that beautiful, as a lover of Die Hard, Nakatomi shot from the Die Hard poster here, as well as here. But the strange thing is, this game came out in 95 or 96. The strange part about that is that or is that not the World Trade Center? Because if that is the World Trade Center, the only thing I can justify with this is that also came out in 95 or 96 was Die Hard with a Vengeance, and that was set in New York. So that would semi-justify the fact that the World Trade Center's there, even though that's in New York, and Nakatomi Plaza, Fox Plaza, is in LA. But yeah, that's just a strange little thing. That could be just two random buildings, but don't they look eerily similar to the World Trade Center buildings? But anyway, yeah, this was released in 95, and it's not my top 5 list of all-time arcade cabinets. It is because of the artwork, because of the fact that it's not a wooden cabinet. It's made out of they said it was made out of dumpster material, like the same material people make dumpsters out of, which, a lot of people made that joke that all the Sega games were dumpster fires anyway. But this one, for the artwork and for how it looks and for how it holds up, to me, was worth every bit of $200. Keep in mind, those Arcade 1-Up cabinets, 3/4 of the size, 4 quarters of the size, 3/4 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 of the si don't have the same durability, I'm sure, that this one does, and $100 more. So, if the Arcade One-Up cabinet can make me as happy as this is when I go down to do laundry and I see this every day, it's totally worth it. But this fully functions, works great. I'm going to fire it up here and play a little bit just so you guys can check it out. Check out that. Firing up. Winners don't use drugs, a classic of any arcade machine of the 80s and 90s.
Roger, we got a bad situation down there. We got a bandit terrorist that seized control of the building. They're holding 30 hostages inside, including the president's daughter. I repeat, they have the president's daughter in there. We have to get her out as soon as possible.
So, same plot as Die Hard, 30 hostages, Nakatomi Plaza, but the president's daughter's in there as well. You know, not the greatest of storylines, but it works. And just the Nakatomi addition to this opening screen here is, for me, it's everything. Quick demo here. So it's kind of that same Streets of Rage type beat 'em up. Has some weapons in there, some guns and things that you can pick up. Some interesting things where you can arrest people, and different kind of controls. You can see the controls in there. Double jump, back kick, specialty moves, German suplex. But yeah, it's cool. We're gonna fire it up. We're gonna mess around a little bit. The thing works great. It's gonna be impossible to do this with one hand, but we're gonna give it a shot. I don't know. Giant swing, the old Cesaro special. A low blow. Button was sticking here. Hitting people with a broom. Cool. So one-handed, not very good. I didn't realize John McClane was so nimble. Oh. Ah, try to get that gun. I believe this is the first arcade game that had actually like quick time events like that. There wasn't much to them, but still, pretty cool. Just the small additions of the Nakatomi symbols that are in. Oh, he beat me up. Ooh. Whatever stickiness from the controls was apparently me just letting this sit for a long period of time. It is in my basement after all. Oh, missile launcher. I like I just walked right in front of the missile. Boss fight. The whole game is about 30 minutes long if you play it. So I'm just gonna mess around with this a little bit. But yeah, I love having this thing. I always want to, you know, most of the people I've met.
Where is the president's daughter?
Well, it's Hans Gruber. Other Hans Gruber, not actual Hans Gruber, but Hans Gruber Light. But I've always wanted to have an arcade machine. So 5 years ago, I fulfilled that dream. Yeah, John McClane's looking more John McClane-esque. Alright, yeah, that'll do it. I just wanted to show you a quick little bit of the game. Check eBay. I can't say enough about eBay. If you're like me, that always wanted an arcade cabinet, I found 2 separate ones on there. One for me, one for my dad. My dad wanted a shooting game. I found a Virtual Cop on there for $200. If you have the space, which I really don't have, but I have it in my basement, and if you have the dream to ever own your arcade cabinet, check eBay, see if you can find something local pickup for $200. I did notice a lot of people that there's a lot of these on eBay currently, but they're like $800, $1,000. Makes me feel even better about the $800, or sorry, the $200 that I paid for it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a full review of the arcade 1-up cabinet when I receive it. If it brings me as much joy as this Die Hard arcade, it's totally worth it. I may even be able to actually keep it upstairs. Don't tell my wife. She might watch this. Oh no. But yeah, no, that'll do it. I just want to show you Die Hard arcade. Totally awesome. Very cool. My own arcade machine. Let me know if you have an arcade machine, what one you have. Send me a video link. I'll check it out. But retro gaming is back in and is back to being a big thing. So I will be back in a couple weeks with the arcade 1-up. I'll let you know which one I got and check it out and see how I like it. But that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe.